Hey, welcome to the video. This is Browner Forever, and today I'm going to be talking about some various criticisms that I have about PvE content. And we've seen recently that Come To Us has been willing to change PvE in fairly drastic ways with the shift for Punisher's Crypt, Steel Fortress, and the B12s. We have Predator, and now we have TOA Hell. So with those drastic changes, I'm going to be criticizing the way some things currently are and giving some suggestions on maybe what we can do to fix those. Alright, let's get into it. So let's talk about TOA Hard, and TOA Hell, the new levels. The new levels are very difficult. It took me about 30 minutes to beat the first level, and you can see that I forgot to check these two boxes down here that give me extra stars for completing the level. Now maybe if I had clicked those, I wouldn't have been able to clear it. Not sure, but even said, it took me 30 minutes on easy without those extra difficult settings. So we're gonna say that this is definitely gonna be really difficult, but that's fine. The B12s were hard, the Punisher's Crypt was hard, the Steel Fortress was hard, Predator was hard. All of that's hard, and we're learning. We're figuring it out. This is a bonus. My main criticism actually isn't about TOA Hell. It's about TOA Normal and TOA Hard. Why do we need now 100 levels of filler for TOA Normal and TOA Hard? If TOA Normal and TOA Hard had 10 levels, they were all the boss levels, we got all the crystals, we got all the summoning stones, we got all the rewards, it would be essentially as difficult as it is now without a couple of difficult levels, but it would just be streamlined. And if we could streamline it, it'd be great for everyone. We can get back to farming to get the runes that we need to do hard, to do hell, to do PvP, if you like PvP. But other than that, why not? Why can't we just streamline it? It's kind of a waste of our time. At the very least, we need to do that, or we need to make normal and hard auto battle. We need to be able to auto battle that. So that's my main criticism. If we were able to do that, we'd be able to focus on just making teams for TOA Hell, instead of having to have a team that autos 100 levels of TOA Hard. While we're at it and we're criticizing PvE content, let's criticize Lab, because in Lab it's really awesome. You have to work together with your guildmates, and there's all sorts of different stages, and I really think it was implemented in a pretty cool way, although it's maybe not super intuitive to a new player on exactly like how it works and what the strategy is. And part of that, in my opinion, is because the mini bosses, the Guardians, don't matter for most people. For most people, you just go straight for the boss, and that's the fastest way that you're gonna beat the lab. That's the fastest way that you're gonna clear the lab. There is almost no point to the Guardians unless you have to go through a Guardian to get to the boss. And maybe it would help us if we had a really full guild that was able to clear the Guardians before we started attacking the boss, because then we can maybe do it on harder difficulties. But there's not really like a big enough correlation, in my opinion, there. And I think that making the Guardians more important and balancing this out so that they actually matter would be really helpful. Otherwise, we just need some kind of reason to attack them, or we need some kind of better reward for clearing them and the boss. I don't know. There's gotta be some better way of doing that. So now we're really on a roll here. We're just gonna criticize all the PvE content that we can think of. And the biggest criticism that we have for the rifts and the raids is that the rifts and the raids, they take way too long. At least the rifts do. The raids, if you have a BJR 5 team, it's fast enough, but now it seems like the drops are not very good when you compare to how much better the drops are now in the B12s. So maybe they do need to implement an R5. Does that mean that we're gonna not be able to do BJR5 anymore? We're not gonna probably be able to do BJR6, but if it's worth it, like we were getting 20 or 30-second teams in the dungeons and the B10s before, then now the faster 100% teams might be around 40 seconds, but the drops are so much better that it's worth it. So maybe we do need an R6, and everybody has to start building real raid teams again. And that could be interesting to me, because then maybe we're gonna actually get the drops we need instead of farming raids for hours and never getting anything that we need. For the rifts, we're taking way too long. We have auto battle, but it takes like 2 minutes to run each rift no matter what. It does, and the extra damage doesn't give you anything extra. So we either need some reason for getting more damage, or we need just a faster run. And let alone that, the rune drops are terrible compared to B12, so maybe we need a higher threshold of damage, and then it only drops 6-star runes and hero grade grinds, and maybe it drops a little bit more materials. We need some kind of way of making it a little bit better. Okay, so talking about the dungeons, I don't really have a big gripe with how the dungeons are right now. Maybe some essences or the crafting material drop rates are a little off, but you know, big deal in the grand scope of things. What I do have an issue with is crafting runes from the crafting materials. So if I go to craft a violent rune, I have a good amount of materials saved up, which is going to get me a good amount of crafts, but most of them are going to be crap because they're going to be 5-star blue runes or something. So what do we do about that? Do we make a even higher grade craft extra high rune? I don't know. Is that worth it? If it was double the costs, I'd rather just do that and know that I'm gonna get 6-star runes, even if they're still garbage blue runes, you know? But some of them are gonna be good, and I think that might be something that's necessary with balancing for the B12s. So that's pretty much it for what I have for today as far as my PVE criticisms. Com2uS has done a pretty good job at implementing a lot of new awesome things into the game, but I think there's still a little bit ways to go before everything's balanced. So everything can get better, and with the new TOA HELL, I think that's going to be really fun and interesting. I hope that they implement some of the changes that I'm looking forward to. And if you disagree or you have another idea, please leave a comment below. If you liked this video, leave a like, please subscribe, and as always, have a great day.